Welcome. I'm Kim, coming to you from the beautiful La Romana in the Dominican Republic. So likely you have heard the story of Helen Keller. At 2 years old, her parents learned that she was blind and deaf. And in their despair, they found a teacher, Annie Sullivan, who was going to help her to learn how to communicate. And perhaps you've seen the movie or seen the play, and it's a really heartwarming moment in the movie when they are at the well and Annie is pumping the water and then finger spelling into Helen's hand, W-A-T-E-R, pumping the water, W-A-T-E-R. And all of a sudden you see Helen's eyes light up. It's this brilliant, heartwarming moment where Helen understood that she was just given the keys to be able to communicate. And I love that story because it's a great analogy for all of us. Sometimes we feel like there's things in us that are locked up, like there's a prison door, and we don't recognize that maybe we just had to reach into our pocket and take the key to unlock whatever it was that was bothering us, whether it was in something physical or something emotional. So my hopes is that this practice today is going to help you to unlock some doors within you. So let's stand in mountain pose to begin. Oh, and before we start, let me mention that you may want to have a chair for any balance poses. You may want to have a strap or a belt, and of course have water to stay hydrated. So coming into mountain pose, bring your feet parallel to each other. And begin by rocking slightly forward and back from the balls of your feet to your heels, beginning to find balance in both sides of your body, right and left. Turn your palms forward. Begin to connect with your big toe mound, pinky toe mound, inner and outer heel. And feel free to close your eyes or soften your gaze looking down. And let's begin with 8 full breaths, centering, arriving into your body and into your practice. By beginning with grounding, we get centered for our day. It's one of the keys for unlocking what's locked up inside. 4 more breaths. Bring your hands to prayer, to Anjali Mudra, resting your thumbs on your heart space. And tuning in with your heart, ask it what it could use today. What keys does it need to unlock whatever might feel locked within you? Let's begin with some shoulder circles. So following your elbow as you take your arm and circle it up, back, and around. Circling, keeping a nice bend in your elbow. And again, letting your head follow your elbow. Feeling the stretch in your chest, your pectoral muscles, in your shoulders, your rotator cuffs. Just nice, gentle shoulder openers, circles to begin. Warming up. Unlocking any restrictions in your physical body. And a yoga practice really helps to draw our awareness into the present moment. So allowing yourself to be here right now for yourself. This is a gift to yourself. 1 more each side. Wonderful. Now crossing 1 foot in front of the other, bring your arms to shoulder height. And we're going to sweep our arms up to the sky, bringing fingers back to shoulder height. And with a bend in your knees, coming forward with a flat back, just feeling the stretch in thighs. You can always place your hands on your chair. Inhale, sweep your arms up, opening ribs. And sitting your bum back like you're sitting toward a chair. You might start to feel this in your quadriceps and stretching your IT bands outside your thighs. Few more. Reach it up. Doesn't matter how far you reach. Fingertips together. Just lift it as you sit back. 3 more on this side. Wonderful. Shake it out and let's switch sides. Crossing opposite foot in front. I'll stand to the side so you can see that as we reach up and bring fingertips down, keeping your chest lifted as you bend your knees. Inhale, rise up. Again, feel free to use the chair for more balance. Reach it up, stretching your ribs. Exhale, sit it back. Chest lifted, spine long. Two more. And coming back to your mountain pose, palms open by your sides. Feel free to close your eyes once again. Centering, grounding. Feel where you're at after that movement. Maybe you feel your heart beating just a little bit faster. Maybe you feel the energy flowing through your arms, your legs. In yoga, we refer to that as prana, your life force. So feel your life force opening up. Yoga helps us to unblock our physical body, mental and emotional, so we feel more present, more alive. All right, let's add on with some sun salutations. Feel free to use a chair for sun salutations. So we'll start by inhaling, reaching our arms up to the sky. Exhale, forward fold, hands to seat back. Inhale, half lift, soft bend of your knees. Exhale, bend, root into your feet, rise up. Just starting with some half sun salutations and bringing thumbs to prayer. Twice more, half sun salutation. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, diving forward, bending your knees, hands on your seat back. Take a little half lift, bend your knees, rise all the way up. And hands to heart space. One more half sun salutation. Inhale, reach. Exhale, dive. Take a half lift and fold. Root into your feet, legs strong as you come up to standing. And adding on for our sun salutation A. Inhale, reach up toward the sky. Exhale, hands to seat. Take a half lift and step back to a modified plank. Now you may want to have your chair right at the baseboard so it won't slide, or firmly on a yoga mat. Just make sure it won't slide. You've got an option for a little bit of a cobra. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Take 4 breaths. Keep a soft bend of your knees, long spine. Lengthen through both sides of your body. 2 more breaths in downward facing dog. Step your right foot forward, step your left foot forward, take a half lift, bend your knees, rise all the way up, and exhale, hands to your heart space. Twice more, our sun salutation A, as we continue to warm up and increase that energy, unlocking any blocks within. Inhale, reach. You might feel a tiny back bend there as you reach up. It doesn't matter how far your arms are. Maybe they're here. Maybe you're goal posting. Just reach up. Exhale, diving. Lead with your heart. Take a half lift and step back to plank. Option to drop hips just a little bit as you lift your heart, finding your cobra or your up dog. And as you exhale, downward facing dog, bending your knees. Take 4 breaths here. Feeling your energy, that good energy increasing. Breathe out the stale energy. 2 more breaths. Step your right foot forward. Step your left foot forward. Take a half lift. and fold. Rise all the way up, tall mountain. Exhale, thumbs to third eye, thumbs to your heart space. Last sun salutation A. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, lead with your heart. Take a half lift, keeping a soft bend of your knees. Exhale, step back to plank. You can skip the plank. You can skip the up dog. You can skip anything that doesn't feel right to you. Exhale, downward facing dog. Bending your knees, broaden your collarbones. 3 more breaths. Step your right foot forward. Step your left foot forward. Hands can come onto your knees as you rise up. Reach for the sun, and draw that sunshine right down into your soul. Take 5 breaths here in mountain. Hands could stay on prayer, perhaps placing your hands on your body. And feel where you're at after that vinyasa. Vinyasa means flow. We pair the pose with our breath. So feel that inside you as you unlock the doors today and unlock any blocks. Three more breaths. All right, release your arms. Warrior 2. So stepping your left foot toward the short edge of your mat, your back foot is going to be almost parallel to the back end of your mat. Bending into your front knee. Start with your hands on your hips and just look down. See if you can see your big toe. So your knee is tracking towards your pinky. Pressing into the knife edge of your back foot, that'll really engage your back leg. Hands on your hips. Check that they're level. Sometimes we have one hiked up, so just level out your hips and check that your shoulders are over your hips. All right, you've got an option to take your arms to shoulder height, turning your thumbs face up to the sky. Spread your fingers wide and really engage your arms, strong arms. Now perhaps you'd like to look over your front hand and taking 5 breaths here in Warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2, feeling the strength in your legs. And as you draw your navel in, I like to think of zipping up a zipper. Then you'll feel your core muscles even more. Take 3 more breaths in Warrior 2. Straighten your front leg, reach up toward the sky, and exhale, bend. 4 more, just like that. Reaching up, exhale, bending. Feeling that perhaps in your hamstring, your back thigh. All right, next time your leg is straight, reverse triangle, back hand, back leg. Top palm faces behind you. Now, if that doesn't serve you to have your front leg straight for triangle, feel free to keep that bend and take it reverse warrior. Keeping this back leg firm, keep pressing into the knife edge of your back foot. 4 more breaths. Can you feel that stretch from your hip through your fingertips? Yeah, maybe your arms here. It doesn't matter. Maybe your hand stays on your hips. It's a lateral stretch, though, opening our side. Bring your arms to shoulder height for triangle pose. Placing your hand on the seat, your top arm can reach up or hand can stay on your hip. Wherever your hand is less relevant, but taking your top shoulder over your bottom shoulder. So you can imagine if you were against a wall, and you could even try this. If you're near a wall now, place your back against the wall and begin to find that balance. We want to keep that length in our bottom rib cage. Gaze could be up, it could be neutral, or it could be down. Just avoid letting your head drop. Take 3 more breaths in Trikonasana. So the word asana means pose. Trikonasana is triangle pose. Bend into that front knee and come on up. Turn your feet parallel to the long edge of your mat. Make some big hula hoop circles. All right, we've got the other side. So turning your toes out, finding that bend in your front knee, checking, are your hips level? Checking, are your shoulders over your hips? Can you see your big toe? So it's totally fine if your knee is not over your heel. It could be back here. Just avoid your knee going in front of your toes. That puts a lot of strain on our kneecap, which we don't want to do. Press firmly into the knife edge of your back foot. You've got that option to take your arms to shoulder height, thumbs up, really stretching. Lift your heart, lift your crown, and gazing over your front hand for 5 breaths in Warrior 2. Feel that strength, that courage. Feel that good energy rising up. That's one of the beautiful keys to unlock the doors when we don't feel great. Yoga helps. Yoga heals. I've heard it so many times from my students. All right, straightening your front leg. Back hand to back leg for reverse triangle. Top arm can reach up, or feel free to keep your hand on your hip. Do what feels right for you. And if that feels like too much strain on your knee, keep the bend for reverse warrior. Either way, it's a lateral stretch, getting some space between our ribs. And preparing for triangle pose. Reach, reach, reach. Feel free to bring your hand to the chair seat. I'm going to place my hand on my shin. Either one that feels right for you. Lifting your kneecaps, keep your quadriceps engaged. Keep that length in your underside. And again, option to look up, neutral or down. 4 more breaths in triangle pose. Bend into your front knee and bring your toes facing forward. You might want to shorten your stance just a bit. Heels in a little bit, toes out a little bit. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Bring your hands to prayer, to forehead, heart. And let's do that a couple times. Reaching up, thumbs to forehead and heart. Scoop it down and up. Twice more. Keeping your hands at heart space. Coming down into a plie. So from the side you can see our spine stays long. So avoiding sticking your bum out. Keep your tailbone neutral. Option to lift your right heel as you turn to your right, and little pulses, working your calf muscle, working your leg, building strength and finding stretch at the same time. Keeping chest, heart lifted, elbows lifted, but relaxing through your shoulders. 5 more. Stay static, keep your heel lifted. Perhaps lifting the corners of your mouth, smiling, because we're increasing that positive energy within as we continue to unlock the doors. All right, lower your heel, take some big hula hoop circles. And circling the other way. Let's take the other side. Hands to prayer. Turning to your left and lifting your left heel and pulsing. Little pulses. The pace is always entirely up to you. Spine nice and long. Do you feel your calf muscle? That's wonderful. It can be an area that maybe we don't strengthen very often. We're going to stretch them out as well, but just feeling the strength and holding here, but still breathing. it's funny when we end up holding, maybe we're waiting for something, waiting for a phone call, waiting for somebody to come to the front door, waiting. And sometimes when we're doing that, we notice that we're not breathing very deeply or fully. So always come back to that mindful awareness of your breath. All right, lower your heel, rock your hips from side to side, and let's stay hydrated by taking a sip of water. Eagle arms is a really nice shoulder opener, so if it's available to you, wrapping left arm under right, you can bring your palms to touch, back of your hands, or even holding on to your shoulders. And with your feet still a little bit wide, let's take some figure eights, like the infinity symbol, just taking figure eights, feeling the stretch in your hips and between your shoulder blades, unlocking that space that can often feel pretty tight in your back, middle of your back. Switching it out, reach your arms. Take the other arm underneath for eagle arms and your figure eight circles. All right, shake out your hands, your wrists. Let's make our way onto our mat for some seated stretches before we finish our class today. All right, so holding on to your chair, you may want to bring one knee down and then the other knee down. Feel free to sit in hero's pose if that's available to you, sitting on your heels, or sitting in crisscross applesauce, or even in a chair for this next part, which is a heart opener. So bring your arms out to the sides, thumbs up, and just little tiny movements. So you'll likely feel the stretch through your chest, opening your heart space, your pectoral muscles. Keep drawing navel in. Breathing out any tension, physical, mental, remembering you have the keys. Keep your core engaged. Let's change this up just a little bit, like you're twisting doorknobs. Just a very small movement, twisting the doorknobs. So we're getting some nice strength and stretch into our arms and shoulders. Are you feeling it? Oh boy, it might be a little warm in your shoulders. Last 10, count with me. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands on your lap or hands on your body. Close your eyes or soften your gaze and just feel that marvelous energy, that good energy that you're creating. And breathe out any stale energy for 5 more breaths. All right. Coming into a wide-legged stance, and feel free to use your chair here for a forward fold. So just bringing your hands to the seat, and feel free to rest your head on your hands for 5 breaths, keeping your feet flexed so that you can feel the stretch in your hamstrings. Totally fine if your knees are bent. Take 5 breaths here in this forward fold. Pushing the chair away or moving back away from your chair as we make our way down for our final couple poses before our rest. So very mindfully using your hands to come down onto your back. And if you've got a yoga block, you could use that here. Not necessary, but it's a nice option. So first, as you come down onto your back, give your knees a hug. And rolling out your feet, you may want to rock a little bit side to side. Bring your left foot to the earth, taking your strap around the bottom of your right foot, and stretch your right leg up to the sky. Now you could keep your left leg bent, or you could straighten it onto the mat. 5 breaths, let your shoulders drop. And bending that knee, holding it once again, rotating, rolling out your foot, ankle. And let's switch sides. Placing the strap around the bottom of your left foot and extend your left leg up to the sky. Again, right leg can stay bent, or you can straighten your right leg. Shoulders relax. Soften the back of your neck and the space behind your heart, the space between your shoulder blades. Let that area melt. Bending your knee, rolling out your foot, and then bring both feet to the mat. Here's that option for your yoga block, where you can lift your hips, place the block flat under your sacrum, your tailbone, so you're completely supported. Feel free to stay here in supported bridge, or second option is waterfall, taking legs up to the sky for 5 breaths in supported bridge or waterfall. Bringing your feet back to the earth, removing your block as we prepare for rest pose. So stretching your right heel out to the right corner of your mat, your left heel out to the left corner of your mat. Turn your palms to face up by your sides, turning your head a little bit right and left until you find a neutral spot to rest your skull. Dome your chest to bring your shoulder blades down your back. Wiggle your fingers and toes just briefly. Coming to stillness, take an expansive breath in. And as you breathe out, let your whole body melt into the earth. Feel the support. Let your bones be heavy as you feel the integration of all the parts of you. Giving yourself permission to rest after the beautiful practice that you've just completed. So take the next 2 minutes, perhaps hearing the waves or the birds. Rest with me in Shavasana. Begin to bring your awareness back into your physical body. Allow your breathing to expand, perhaps noticing the rise of your ribs as you breathe in, and the relaxing of your ribs as you breathe out. Take a few more breaths in and out. Perhaps beginning to stretch through your fingers and toes. And in your time, roll to your side and take a few breaths on your side in fetal pose. And then using your top hand, push yourself up into a seat and meet me in Sukhasana easy pose. Joining your palms together at your heart space with eyes closed or a soft gaze. And recalling what it is that you began this practice with when we asked, what is it that I need today to unlock any blocks within? So revisiting that question, see what's shifted or changed within you. Remembering that through yoga, it gives you keys to help unlock those blocks. Thank you for joining me today in the Dominican Republic. I'm Kim, and I look forward to practicing with you again soon. Namaste.